Your AV receiver is holding your home theater back. So why does your expensive system still sound flat, weak, and disappointing after auto setup? Today, I'll show you the hidden AVR settings that unlock powerful bass, crystal clear dialogue, and true cinematic sound. Like the video, and subscribe for honest soundbar reviews that help you buy smarter. Comment. Make sure to tell me what the next video should be about. And check the description for best prices and product links. The large speaker misconception. When you first run your AV receiver's automatic setup, one of the biggest mistakes it can make is setting your speakers to large. At first, that sounds completely logical. If you own big floor-standing speakers, why wouldn't they be classified as large? The problem is that this setting has almost nothing to do with the physical size of the speaker. Inside an AV receiver, large actually means full range, telling the receiver to send every frequency, from deep bass to high treble, directly to that speaker. That sounds like a good idea, until you remember one important thing. If you own a dedicated subwoofer, you already have a specialist designed specifically for low frequencies. Even expensive tower speakers can't reproduce the deepest bass with the same authority and efficiency as a quality subwoofer. Asking them to handle everything forces their drivers to work much harder, which can reduce clarity in vocals, instruments, and movie dialogue while making the bass sound less controlled. There's another hidden downside. Deep bass demands enormous amplifier power. When your receiver is trying to send full-range audio to every speaker simultaneously, it has far less power available for the sounds that matter most. During intense movie scenes, that can reduce dynamics and make the soundtrack feel compressed instead of exciting. Instead of sounding effortless, your entire system begins working much harder than necessary. The solution is surprisingly simple. Open your receiver's speaker configuration menu and set every speaker, including your front towers, center, and surrounds, to small. This activates proper bass management, allowing your main speakers to focus on clean mids and highs while the subwoofer handles the demanding low frequencies. It's one of the easiest changes you can make, yet it often produces one of the biggest improvements in overall sound quality. The crossover, your system's unsung hero. Once your speakers are set to small, the next setting becomes incredibly important. The crossover. Think of the crossover as a traffic controller. Everything above the crossover frequency is sent to your main speakers, while everything below it is redirected to your subwoofer. This ensures every speaker only plays the frequencies it was designed to reproduce, creating a cleaner and more balanced sound. Most automatic calibration systems choose different crossover points for each speaker, and sometimes those choices are perfectly acceptable. However, for the majority of home theater systems, the long-standing THX recommendation of 80 Hz remains the best starting point. It provides a seamless transition between your speakers and subwoofer without making the bass sound disconnected from the rest of the soundtrack. There's another reason 80 Hz works so well. Human hearing struggles to identify where frequencies below roughly 80 Hz originate. That means your subwoofer can sit almost anywhere in the room while the bass still appears to come naturally from the front speakers. At the same time, your main speakers are relieved of the demanding low-frequency workload, allowing them to produce cleaner dialogue and more detailed music. If you own very small satellite speakers, you may need a slightly higher crossover, such as 100 Hz or 120 Hz, depending on the manufacturer's specifications. But for most bookshelf and floor-standing speakers, 80 Hz is the sweet spot. Combined with setting every speaker to small, this simple adjustment creates a smoother, more powerful, and more natural home theater experience without spending a single extra dollar. Taming the late-night modes. Now that your speakers and crossover are configured correctly, it's time to tackle another setting that quietly ruins home theater performance. Dynamic range compression, DRC. Dynamic range is the difference between the quietest whisper and the loudest explosion in a movie. That huge contrast is what makes films feel exciting and cinematic. DRC reduces that difference by making loud sounds quieter and quiet sounds louder, creating a much flatter listening experience. Manufacturers include this feature for a good reason. It's designed for late-night viewing when you don't want explosions waking the rest of the house. Depending on your receiver brand, it may appear as dynamic volume on Denon and Marantz, adaptive DRC or YPOW volume on Yamaha, or simply night mode on other receivers. The problem begins when this feature stays enabled all the time, even during normal movie watching. With dynamic range compression active, action scenes lose their impact, music sounds less emotional, and the soundtrack feels compressed instead of dynamic. Everything plays at nearly the same volume, removing the dramatic contrast that movie sound designers intentionally created. Instead of feeling immersed, your system starts sounding flat and lifeless. For your everyday movie preset, go into your receiver's audio or sound menu and disable dynamic volume, adaptive DRC, or night mode. If your receiver uses settings like minimum, standard, and maximum dynamic range, choose maximum, which preserves the full cinematic experience. You'll immediately notice deeper impact, greater realism, and a soundtrack that finally breathes the way it was meant to. Waking up your subwoofer for music. A common complaint among home theater owners is that their subwoofer works perfectly during movies, but suddenly becomes silent when playing music. This usually isn't a hardware problem. It's almost always caused by incorrect speaker configuration. When your front speakers are set to large, the receiver assumes they can reproduce all the bass on their own, so it never sends low frequencies to the subwoofer during stereo playback. The good news is that you've already fixed most of the problem. By changing your front speakers to small and using an 80 Hz crossover, your receiver automatically redirects bass from stereo music to the subwoofer. Instead of asking your main speakers to reproduce every low-frequency note, the receiver intelligently hands those frequencies to the component designed specifically for bass reproduction. You may also notice a menu option called LFE plus main, double bass, or extra bass, depending on your receiver brand. At first glance, it sounds like a great idea because more bass seems like more fun. In reality, these modes often cause your main speakers and subwoofer to reproduce the same bass frequencies at the same time, creating muddy, boomy, and less accurate sound. For most properly configured systems, leave the subwoofer mode set to LFE only. Combined with your small speaker setting and 80 Hz crossover, this provides the cleanest integration between your speakers and subwoofer. The result is tighter bass for movies, fuller sound for music, and a system that performs exactly the way it was designed to. Putting it all together, the 3-0 second fix. By now, you've seen that the biggest improvements don't require expensive upgrades. In fact, you can completely transform your home theater by changing just a few settings. The first step is simple. Go into your receiver's speaker configuration menu and set every speaker to small. Then, head over to the crossover menu and use 80 Hz as your starting point for most bookshelf and tower speakers. This activates proper bass management and lets your subwoofer do the heavy lifting. Next, open your receiver's audio settings and disable dynamic range compression, whether it's called dynamic volume, adaptive DRC, or night mode. These features are useful only for late-night viewing when you need to keep the volume under control. For everyday movies and TV shows, turning them off restores the full dynamic range, giving explosions more impact and making quiet scenes feel more natural. Finally, test your system with both a movie and a stereo music track. If your speakers are configured correctly, your subwoofer should now remain active during music playback without relying on settings like LFE plus main or extra bass. Everything should blend together naturally, with tighter bass, clearer dialogue, and a more balanced overall presentation. The best part is that this entire process takes less than a minute. No new speakers, no expensive cables, and no additional equipment. You're simply unlocking the performance that was already built into your receiver, allowing every component in your system to do the job it was designed to do. Final conclusion. Think about where your system started. Dialogue wasn't as clear as it should have been, bass felt inconsistent, and movies lacked the impact you expected. None of those problems required buying new equipment. They were simply the result of a few receiver settings working against each other instead of together. By setting your speakers to small, choosing an 80 Hz crossover, disabling unnecessary dynamic range compression, and allowing your subwoofer to handle bass correctly, you've built a much stronger audio foundation. These are the same principles used by professional home theater installers because they simply work across almost every system. The next time you watch your favorite movie or play your favorite album, pay attention to the difference. Dialogue should sound cleaner, bass should feel tighter and more controlled, and action scenes should have far more energy without becoming muddy or overwhelming. Sometimes the biggest upgrade isn't buying better gear. It's learning how to use the gear you already own. If this guide helped improve your home theater, give the video a like and subscribe for more practical sound system tips. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Which AV receiver are you using right now? Denon, Yamaha, Onkyo, Sony, Pioneer, or something else? And let me know which setting made the biggest difference in your system. Your feedback helps both me and the entire community.